to a fourth Premier League coronation when they face off in the EPL, while the German Bundesliga makes a return this weekend following the winter break. My name is Bodi Bruno. Good morning and welcome to Sport Express. Welcome back, many thanks for joining us on the weekend edition of Sport Express. It's time for the international newsroom. Pedro Peter is here with the latest.
Thank you, Bodi. We start with cricket, where all is set for the 13th edition of the International Cricket Council's ICC Under-19 Cricket World Cup, which begins today in South Africa. The Nigerian team, nicknamed the Junior Yellow Greens, will be making a debut at the event after a brilliant qualifying campaign in Namibia around March last year, and will face Australia in their first match on Monday. A total of 16 teams will contest a total of 48 matches during 3 weeks of intense action, with the final to be played at the JD Marks Oval in Potchefstroom on February the 9th. Elsewhere, an unbroken stand of 76 between Ben Stokes and Ollie Pope helped England gain a slight edge over South Africa at the end of the first day of the third test in Port Elizabeth. To Formula One, organizers have confirmed that female-only W Series will feature on the Formula One support race bill for the first time this year. F1 Managing Director Ross Brawn revealed the sport must offer equal opportunities for men and women to compete together, insisting the W Series has contributed significantly to increasing interest in the topic of diversity and inclusion in motorsport. Races at the United States and Mexican Grand Prix in 2020 will be the climax to the second season of the W Series, which began last year. To athletics, Ethiopian long-distance runner Kenenisa Bekele has revealed he will take on world record holder Eliud Kipchoge at the London Marathon in April this year. The 37-year-old, who is the second fastest marathon runner of all time, has been hindered by injuries in recent years, but he insists he is full of health and ready to compete at the biggest stage. To tennis, American teenage sensation Cory Gauff will once again take on seven-time major champion Venus Williams in the first round of the Grand Slam after the Australian Open draws were released. The 15-year-old announced her arrival on the biggest stage by defeating Venus in the first round at last year's Wimbledon event, and will have a go at the 39-year-old with a place in the second round at stake. In other matchups, Serena Williams will begin her quest for a record-equaling 24th career Grand Slam title with a first-round clash with Russia's Anastasia Potapova. Defending champion Naomi Osaka will play Maria Buskova of the Czech Republic. Karolina Pliskova will face Kristina Mladenovic. Elena Svitolina, who is the 5th seed, will play Katie Bolter, while top seed and home favourite Ashley Barty will kick off her campaign against Lydia Surenko of Ukraine. And over to the gentlemen, Spanish top seed Rafael Nadal has been drawn to face Hugo Dellien of Bolivia in the first round of the Australian Open, following the release of the draws on Thursday. The 33-year-old will be hoping to equal Roger Federer's haul of 20 Grand Slam titles when he takes to the court against Dellien, with the possibility of a blockbuster fourth-round clash against bad boy Nick Kyrgios of Australia. In other pairings, Roger Federer will take on American Steve Johnson. Russian fourth seed Daniel Medvedev faces a tricky encounter with Francis Tiafoe of the UFC. Dusan Lajovic of Serbia will play Kyle Edmund of Great Britain. Pierre-Hughes Herbert of France will play Cameron Norrie of Great Britain, while defending champion Novak Djokovic, who is aiming for a record-extending Australian Open 8th title, will play Jan-Lennard Struff of Germany. Meanwhile, Australia's world number 21 Alex de Minaur has pulled out of the event with an abdominal injury.
Thank you very much, Pedro. We head straight to the NBA right now, and Bodoguntu joins me for that. A quick look at the results. Milwaukee Bucks 128-123 over the Boston Celtics. Giannis Antetokounmpo had 32 points, 17 rebounds for the Bucks. For the New Orleans Pelicans, 138-132 over the Utah Jazz. Brandon Ingram 49 points, 8 rebounds for the Pelicans. Phoenix Suns 121-98 over the New York Knicks. DeAndre Ayton 26 points and 21 rebounds. LA Clippers defeated Orlando Magic 122-95. Kawhi Leonard had 22 points and 5 rebounds for the Clippers. And the game that just ended a few minutes ago, it finished Denver Nuggets 184, Golden State Warriors 131. Will Barton 31 points and 5 rebounds for the Nuggets, while Damian Lee had 21 points, 4 rebounds for the Warriors. But let's begin from there. In overtime, how did the Warriors manage to lose this? Because for most part of the game, they led.
Yeah, I think they led by 15 or so at halftime. We were tracking the game, and we thought that the Warriors had it won. But I think it comes down to probably coaching, because when before Nuggets tied the game, after Nuggets tied the game in regulation, Warriors had possession. I thought the coach would call timeout and then advance the ball, but he didn't call timeout. They tried a wild three-point shot, and it didn't fall. And went to overtime. Of course, the Nuggets, having worked that hard to get where they were, and of course the Warriors being limited as it were. Remember, all the injuries means that they are short of manpower, and having played that long, the other team that had a full complement of players were in a better position at the one time. And even then, it was still close till the end before they lost by 3. But I think for me, it will be painful for the Warriors, but this was a game that should have given them
the 10th win of the season.
Yeah.
All right, but what other game are you discussing this
Not
morning?
even the game, is about the All-Stars.
Okay, the All-Stars.
Alex Caruso of the Lakers. When the first round of voting came in, Alex Caruso, you probably don't know Alex Caruso. It was number 8.
I barely know him.
I know you know him. Caruso came into the league via a very, very long journey, and I think he made his debut for Lakers last season. It's been a good spark off the bench, and this season also it's been a good go-to man off the bench for them. When the All-Star voting opened, it was shock. It was a shock that his name was even on the list at all, and he was in 8th position. Now they have just released the result of second round of coaching, and guess what? Caruso is 4th guard in the West. How does that happen? But I know for those who watch him night after night, I understand why they vote for him. But number 4 in the West, that's a shock.
A lot of shock things are happening over there, and that's where we head to next on the Nigerian sports scene. One reaction from this short break. Thanks for joining us on the weekend edition of Sports Express. Yes, I'm still in absolute shock because the streak of shocks on match day 15 of the MPFL served us another delight yesterday. Nasarawa United 3, Akwa United, Dakada FC 0 away from home for the Northerners, buddy.
You know the funny thing was that the media officer of Nasarawa, his wife gave birth to his son a day before the game, and the player said, "Don't worry, Baba, we'll win for you." I'm sure he must have thought, "Yeah, right." They played 7 away games this season. They've lost 5. They managed to draw those 2. The last one an away game, May of last year. I think the last game of the season, then they went to Dakada, and they won not 1 or 2, 3-0. 3-0. I like the way this is going. Apart from Katsina, where they went crazy. We've seen a lot of away games being won, and
a lot of goals as well.
And a lot for me, a lot of goals. Because I used to 10 games, 8 goals, 1-0, goalless, and then we're done. But to see teams scoring 3 goals away from home, I think you've got to whatever it is that the LMC is giving them, they should just keep giving them. But we also must emphasize that this is possible because the people of Akwa Ibom, the Uyo people, they allowed them to play, because I heard that the fans got after the away team when they are tuning up. They scored their 3rd goal deep in injury time. And so I feel if the fans can appreciate good football, it should be replicated across all centers. But for me, the most challenging news of yesterday was Adekroye winning gold. She won gold in wrestling. Her other Nigerian compatriot came 3rd. One bronze. So for me, that's something that was going towards the Olympics. We hope she'll keep that form, and she'll come back with the medal. And finally, before I leave, buddy, the happenings at the Delta FA.
Okay.
Now, there's been a lot of stuff going on about how the NFF are stronger. I mean, Edema Fuludu, who is the chairman of the FA, and trying to impose their own person. There are so many parts to this story, but I do feel that the NFF should have insisted on the Delta FA board holding an election instead of them appointing a formal committee and asking him to step aside, because it means that the NFF are flashing their own rules.
True.
The federal government cannot do that to the NFF, and I don't think the Sports Commission can do that to the NFF. They will run straight to FIFA. So I think the Fuludu should just petition FIFA and see if he can get something out of them. He's the chairman of the board. If something's wrong with that FA, what they need to do is ensure that an election holds. And if he's to hold an election, they should have found other ways of dealing with him. Not set up a committee made up by people of their own choice and asking him to step aside. He's an elected chairman, and it should be that if we want to get rid of him, let it be via an electoral process.
All right, thank you very much. But just before we get into the FFL, Rangers versus Abia Warriors. Ifeanyi will welcome Enyimba. It's Heartland versus Castina. Jigawa Stars versus Rivers United. Kanopi Lads versus Akwa United. Kwara United versus Sunshine Stars. Lobe Stars will host Dakada FC. Nasarawa welcome Warriors. Adamawa Highway at Plateau United, and Wiki Tourist versus MFM. A quick break on the show. When we return, it will be time for the World Soccer Report. Welcome back, and we've hit home stretch on the show Sports Express on this lovely Friday morning. It's time for the World Soccer Report. Yemi Adesanya is here for that. And Yemi, let's begin in England because a big game to look forward to this weekend. I do not know if we can actually call it a big game, but it's Liverpool versus Manchester United as the Red Devils hope to, pull to stall Liverpool's coronation to the title. Yemi, Manchester United. Possibly Rashford won't play this one, but what should we expect?
Well, expect a cagey affair, but you have to say overwhelming favourites have to be Liverpool. But then, over time, United have shown that if there's a team that can break an existing run, an existing record, it's Manchester United. However, maybe not disunited, because
They are so disunited right now.
Liverpool are in great form, great spirit, psychologically, physically, that all over, they are 100% above every other team that they're playing in the Premier League. United have major injury worries, major psychological issues, major issues concerning the team, even on the pitch, because the first team United are in shambles. So you have to say, somewhere in my heart, I want United to go to Anfield and get the result.
You've never loved Liverpool.
But I have to be realistic to say Liverpool will win.
Okay. Other games in the Premier League this weekend. Manchester City welcome Crystal Palace. It's Newcastle versus Chelsea. Arsenal will host Sheffield United, and Watford versus Tottenham Hotspur. Let's head over to the La Liga right now. Villarreal versus Espanyol Sociedad away at Betis. Eibar welcome Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Granada. And the big game this weekend in the La Liga has to be Real Madrid versus Sevilla.
Yeah, Real Madrid versus Sevilla is a big game, but remember that Barca lost against Granada in the earlier fixture,
yeah.
So keep a close eye on that one, especially considering that Barca have a new manager. You never know what you get with that one. But Real are unbeaten in 16. They're looking really good. Sevilla has struggled, lost back-to-back to Apoel and Villarreal. However, they've won, I think, 2 of their last 3, and they're looking good again. It's a big opportunity for Lopetegui to come to the Bernabeu and, stoke the fire, ensure that he puts a spanner in the works for Real Madrid. But Real just won a trophy. Zidane's cup final record looks absolutely fantastic. They're on the eye. They will miss Valverde because he's suspended. That is one player that has gotten a lot of advice, me included. But I think Real will do enough to win.
And in the Serie A, it's Juventus versus Parma. Lecce welcome Inter Milan, AC Milan, Udinese, Genoa, Roma, and Napoli host Fiorentina in the big game of the weekend.
It's interesting how the champions in Spain and Italy play teams that have probably lost to earlier in the season, so now they're hosting them. Juve at home to Parma, I expect Juve to win that. But like you said, Napoli Fiorentina is also be the big game, but also keep an eye on Lazio Sampdoria.
Okay.
Lazio scored a lot of goals. They have Immobile, 10 straight wins. Sampdoria under Claudio Ranieri have also found that goal scoring boost. They scored 5 against Brescia, so keep an eye on that one for goals. But Napoli Fiorentina, 2 teams who struggled. Fiorentina got rid of Vicente Montella. Napoli brought in Gennaro Gattuso to worse performances and results. However, they won in midweek in Coppa Italia, so that should give them some bounce. Fiorentina were also able to get a good result in midweek and in the league prior to this. So it's been a very tight game. Something tells me, with both teams not being in the best of form and with new managers, I think that we might have a draw in this one. But Napoli have a bit of a slight edge, especially because they're at home. But I think we have a draw in that one.
And the Bundesliga makes a return this weekend
Yeah.
Following the winter break. Some fixtures to look forward to: Paderborn versus Leverkusen, Wolfsburg welcome Dortmund, Leipzig versus Union Berlin, Hertha Berlin will welcome Bayern Munich, and Mönchengladbach, who are the leaders, away at Schalke 04.
The big game, that should be a big game.
Yeah.
2 teams who have surprised a lot of people this season. Schalke have faltered to deceive so many times over the years, especially when you expect so much from them. but Mönchengladbach have found some resemblance of form. But they're coming off a long winter break, the longest across Europe, so you don't know what to expect from the two teams. Are they jet lagged? Are they jaded? Are they still, wrapped
Suffer
in their
from a
band?
hangover.
Have sort of hangover from the winter break, so you might have a very cagey affair that I think will potentially end in a draw.
And in France, a French Cup action coming up. Lorient versus PSG. Montpellier will welcome Caen. And Gonfreva versus Lille. Nice, Red Star Belgrade. Red Star and Nantes will host Lyon. What we would have to leave it at that, Yemi. And that's our show for today's Sports Express on this lovely Friday morning. My name is Bode Bruno. Have yourselves a fabulous weekend.